Good afternoon and welcome to NYFP. In mid-afternoon trade, the major U.S. stock averages have pared back from earlier losses with the Dow back above 11,000. Joining me today is Peter Costa of Empire Executions. Hi Peter, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, in today's trading session, we have a lot to digest: the central bank rate decisions, announcements, as well as the jobless claims figures. But what do you think is most important to take away from today's session?
Well, I think jobless claims would be the primary thing. And then, it was totally what was expected. So there was no surprises there. I think retail numbers also were very important, and they've actually come in a little bit better. So, and maybe there is some hope for the economy after all. But you know what? You can't use retail sales as an indication for Christmas sales, where some of these companies do 50 and 60% of their business at the Christmas time. So, but for right now, that's not bad.
Well, speaking of jobs, tomorrow we get the employment report for the month of September. And given the expectations for non-farm payrolls as well as unemployment, the rate here in the U.S., what do you expect to see tomorrow?
I think, I think we'll probably be right on the number. I don't think there's going to be any surprises tomorrow. I think going forward for the next 2 months, though, that's where, that's going to help us get a better handle on what's going to happen next year. So I do have a lot of concern about it for the next 2 months. But tomorrow's numbers, I think, will probably come right on. And I think hopefully we'll have some surprises in November and December, and that'll, bode well for the following quarter or first quarter of next year.
And Peter, while we're on the topic of jobs, I do want to talk about Apple. Now, before the open today, following the death of Steve Jobs, there was some speculation about the future of the company, but do you think a lot of that was already priced in?
I think it was priced into it, and plus, that's a company that's been dealing with this transition from Steve Jobs to the new management. They've been dealing with that for the last year and a half, so I don't think there's any major surprises expected there. That's a company that has great mindset, great products, great manufacturing ability. I mean, from top to bottom, it's one of the premier companies in this country. That's why it's the most valued company in the world. And they've done that because they continually bring, exceptional products to market. And I think with Steve Jobs, that was a mantra. I don't think that's going to change at all. I think that's what that company is all about: making something that you didn't know you wanted and making you buy it, and they do a great job of it. And I don't think there's going to be any changes at all with that.
Okay, Peter, last but not least, we've hit on most of the fundamentals as well as headlines in today's trading session. But before we wrap it up, I do want to ask you about technical levels. Earlier this week, the S&P was in bear market territory. What levels are you watching now?
Well, I think we probably will touch on those again. And news next week or tomorrow, if we have some sort of negative numbers tomorrow, we could probably touch on that again. That, to me, getting into bear market territory, I think we're going to bounce off that several times. And that, to me, is almost a good thing, because what ends up happening is that if you find levels that the market reaches and it continually bounces off, that's a base, and that's a bottom for a very, very strong upward move. So I do look at it as a positive. I want it to keep bouncing off this level for another couple of weeks. And then, going into the fourth quarter, I think we have a good shot of having actually a positive year. I'm still positive in the market.
Okay, Peter, as always, thank you so much for weighing on all these topics, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.